In this video, I am going to explain the basic understanding of food security. Food security has wide dimensions beyond addressing only hunger. In order to achieve food security, every one of us needs to play a role rather than only governments and international authorities. I am going to explain it more at the end of this video. Food security as defined by 1996 World Food Summit. It is achieved when sufficient quantities of safe and nutritious foods are available and all populations have regular adequate access to foods on a consistent basis for healthy and active life. Why is food security an issue? World population is increasing exponentially. We need to secure food for the world populations. Conventional farming raises many issues, taking lands and causing deforestation, affecting the environment, depleting resources, causing greenhouse gas emission and intensive energy use. I am going to present some scary statistics. We will have a 9.7 billion populations by the end of 2050. 824 million people are hungry worldwide. In 2021, 537 million people are diabetics. It will rise to 783 million by 2045. Cost was $966 billion in 2021, which is 316% increase over the last 15 years. In 2023, the heart disease population is 620 million and the heart failure cost is $346 billion. In 2022, cancer caused the death of 0.61 million people, and we need 25.2 trillion over the years 2020 to 2050. In 2018, the global health sector cost was $8.3 trillion and the US was the highest. We know foods and lifestyle have strong links with these diseases. Thus, food security as you defined it is very urgent. Food security has 5 dimensions: availability, accessibility, safety and nutritional value with desired century. And we need to secure regularity in a consistent way. Regularity is also termed as stability of food security. Food insecurity could be chronic, that is long term, or transitory, that is short term. Availability means sufficient quantities of foods are available on a consistent basis, while excess means sufficient resources are ready to obtain appropriate foods for a nutritious diet. Foods should be safe to consume and nutritious with desired sensory characteristics. Finally, regularity of availability and accessibility need to be achieved. I am going to explain each dimension in details. In addition, food insecurity has wide social, economic and environmental consequences, and it is beyond hunger. I am going to explain it at the end. Foods could be available in 2 ways. We could produce food ourselves or buy it. However, it could also be achieved in both ways. Foods can be available in different ways. For example, grown or available by raising animals or fisheries. In this regard, a support system should be in place. We need to access to fertile land, water and seed, and need training to improve the land and growing conditions and other supports such as infrastructure, sustainable water and environmental management, functioning financial systems, access to market and education on policy and guidance, and educate storage and distribution system. We should have easy accessibility by growing our own or accessibility to the market. In addition, we need to have availability and accessibility on a regular basis. Even growing ourselves, we need to have a support system in order to achieve food safety and to attain desired sensory experience. We could purchase our foods from the food shops, grocery shops and supermarkets as long as these are available on a regular basis. Locally grown has one important advantage, that is unnecessary use of resources for transport and needs of long shelf life could be avoided. Food accessibility could have different scenarios, and we need to understand. People may have access to the foods by resources such as jobs, income and money. Food insecurity could be due to the increase of other living expenses such as housing or low income. Accessibility has a wide perspective. Everyone needs resources and livelihood. Livelihood could have different dimensions. For example, elderly people have limited mobility, and if he or she could not travel to the market to access the foods, then he or she does not have food security. We need to make sure someone makes it available at his or her home, and then he or she could achieve food security. Accessibility of foods could be difficult during war, travel, natural disaster, for example flood, earthquake, bushfire. Difficult to reach. Accessibility could be limited if you live in a place and shopping malls or shops are far from your home, and when you are not free to choose healthy foods. In addition, you may be unable to travel on a regular basis. Another example we could provide: if you work in a region where only junk foods are available and you are not allowed to choose healthy foods, then you are also food insecure, although you have enough money or resources to purchase foods. In many cases, research shows that famine was not due to the shortage of foods, rather improper management of foods. That is, a political role was played, and then people did not have resources to access the foods. In 1943, India faced one of its worst man-made famine in history. It is estimated that nearly 6 to 7 million people died from starvation during this time, and many more suffered from serious malnutrition and disease. Later, many studies identified it was because the population did not have resources to access foods, not due to the shortage of foods. Food security is not as simple as we think. I am giving one example. In 2016, Italian judges overturned a theft conviction against an Italian man after he stole cheese and sausages from a supermarket worth of €4.07. Stealing small amounts of food to stave off hunger is not a crime, Italy's highest court of appeal has ruled. A homeless man had taken the foods when, in the face of the immediate and essential need for nourishment, the court decided. Therefore, it was not a crime, it has said. The question: can we implement law when people are such serious need? And it is the basic needs of people, and each country must secure it for their people. Foods must be safe to consume. Safety considers microbial, chemical, physical and allergens. Feeling my stomach is not enough. If we are sick, it will affect our job and performance and then country's economy, country's medical and hospital costs, impact to the entire national economy. Food should have adequate nutritional value and we need to eat a balanced diet for adequate nutrition. People may have foods, but if they don't consume due to a lack of unacceptable sensory perceptions such as flavor and taste, then we are unable to achieve food security. After achieving food safety, nutrition and sensory play interactively to achieve food security. Foods are unable to benefit until these are consumed, digested, absorbed, and nutrients are reached to all body organs. First cue of food consumption is the visual sensory appeal, followed by chewing, texture, flavor, taste, and even residue feeling after consumption. Sensory properties need to be tailored for desired acceptable sensory perception. You could see how my granddaughter was feeling when consuming lemon. Deeper consequence of food insecurity. If we don't have food security at home, then children will be malnourished and as a consequence will have an unhealthy next generation. If you are sick due to inadequate unhealthy eating, your work efficiency could be decreased and at the extreme case you need to take sick leave. Ultimately, this can cause economic loss of the country due to inefficient workforce as well as an increase of the medical and hospital expenses of the country. In addition, if you are sick, it could also affect your family and friends since they need to spend their time and resources on you. We could observe low work efficiency. Low work efficiency can lead to poor economic performance. Many diseases and well-being are highly correlated with the consumed foods and active lifestyle. We should not think only we will suffer if we are sick. The suffering could be to our family and friends. They need to spend time and effort when we are sick. In addition, country needs to spend money for our treatment. As I mentioned earlier, in 2018, the global health sector cost estimate was $8.3 trillion. Finally, we could not ignore the political and social instability if we fail to achieve food security. I would like to thank you for watching this video until the end and supporting my channel.